Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com, and this video is about Facebook advertising. Specifically, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up a retargeting campaign that's conversion optimized inside of the Facebook advertising platform. We're going to use the Power Editor for this. So what I'm really excited about is helping you understand a couple of things in this video. Number one is I'm showing you the new interface since the last time I created an advertising on Facebook video. Number two, I'm going to show you how to kind of set up what would be the structure that would allow you to easily duplicate out ad sets to execute the $5 per day ad campaign strategy that I taught in a separate video. The links to the videos that I'll be mentioning are all going to be in the description, by the way. And then the third thing that I'm really excited to do here is help you understand how to leverage retargeting, because I believe that retargeting ads are really the low-hanging fruit for most businesses, and there's a lot of different ways you can set up your retargeting ad. So we're going to need to talk about this a little bit first to get on the same page, to make sure you understand kind of how this applies to your business, if your business is a little bit different than my business. And after that, we're going to get into Facebook advertising platform. I'm going to go into the Power Editor, and I'm physically going to set up this campaign for you to show you exactly how, step by step, to set up a Facebook advertising campaign with a conversion focused campaign ad set, essentially, that is going to be a retargeting. So the first question you have to ask yourself is, who are you trying to retarget? Now, you can retarget people at many different levels inside of your kind of funnel, right? You can retarget people who reach your content and just visitors to your website who are not leads and are not customers. That's what I'm going to do in this video. Because my funnel is based on getting the subscriber first, and that's how my funnel works, that's where I'm going to focus. But you can also retarget, if you'd prefer, your email list subscribers who have not purchased from you and who are not customers. You can also retarget people who go into your checkout process, they reach your checkout page, but they didn't become a customer, right? So you need to figure out if, well, I mean, first of all, are all three of those important for you to set up? Then you would set up these campaigns, three of them, with different audiences, right? Excluding certain people and focusing on certain people, which you'll see in a minute. Again, I'm going to focus on visitors to my website who have been at my website in the last 6 months who have not joined my email list, because that is kind of that key little small hinge that swings a big door in my business. But adapt this for yourself. You're going to need a few things for you to be able to operate and get this up and running. First and foremost, you're going to need your Facebook tracking pixel installed across all pages of your website, right? We're basing this entire campaign off of Facebook pixel data. I have a video, links below, that'll be able to show you exactly how to do that. The second thing you're going to need is your custom conversions set up. You're going to need to have custom conversions set up for the lead level and also for the customer level. You're going to have a choice. We're going to use these audiences to include and exclude who sees our ads, but you're also going to have a choice on what your goal conversion is. Is it going to be a lead? Is that going to be when Facebook gives you that conversion goal, or is it going to be an actual sale? Now, you want to make this decision based on which of those you're most likely to be able to generate 25 or more per week. That means if you're running ads and you're confident you can get 25 new leads per week, then set it up to be focused on the lead level. If you're running a large volume and you're bringing in several customers a day with your advertising, then set it up to be a conversion optimized ad focused on the actual customer or conversion pixel. For me, I'm going to focus this on my lead pixel. So in Facebook's eyes on this campaign, a conversion or a successful conversion with my ad is when someone opts in to my email list. Again, this is because that's what I base my business on. And the reason you want at least 25 actions in the kind of desired result per week is you're leveraging Facebook's machine learning system with this kind of a conversion optimized campaign. And in order for you have to give Facebook enough data on who your perfect customers or conversions are, and Facebook needs at least 25 to 30 data points per week to begin really optimizing, and it works better with 50 to 100. So odds are, if you've got a really good funnel that kind of flows them from lead to customer, you'll want to focus it on the lead level, but again, you can focus it on the customer level. You just want to be sure you're ready to spend enough to generate upwards of 25 to 30 plus customers per week. Cool. The next thing you're going to need is a custom audience for each of your exclusion audiences, and you're going to need a custom audience for your actual targeting audience. So for me, my custom audience are visitors to my website. My exclusion audiences are subscribers to my email address and individual and customers, essentially, right? So if someone's already on my list or they've already purchased an item from me, I don't necessarily want to go pay money to show them an ad to join my list, right? They've already taken the action that I desire. So using these audiences, that's how we set it up. And of course, you're going to need ad copy. I'm not going to write the advertisement in this for this Facebook advertising campaign that we're about to set up together. I'm going to use a very successful ad I've been running with other campaigns. So you're going to see how you can leverage and use this for other campaigns. That's it on my notes on the basics of what we need to cover before we jump in. So let's get started and get inside of the Facebook advertising system. And you can see here, I'm in the ads manager. I'm going to first click up here and go to the Power Editor. And once we're in the Power Editor, we're going to be able to begin the process of running the ads. Now, I've had a lot of my ads slowed down or off over the last couple of weeks, partly because Father's Day just came and went in the US. Tons of competition for me in my niche, so I'm very comfortable taking a break then. And I've been on quite the road trip, so I didn't want a lot of ads running, but here I am ramping up. So we're in the Power Editor. I'm just going to click Create Campaign here, and it asks me for the basics of the campaign. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a campaign name, and this is going to be, that's my website indicator, so I can see which website it is. I'm going to put in the date, which is 7-3-17, and then I'm going to put retargeting or retar, and then I'm going to put OCPM, and that to me means optimized cost per thousand, which is ultimately a code word for myself for a conversion-based campaign. Buying type we're going to leave as auction. Campaign objective, we are going to set this down to conversions. And this is the only one that you're going to be able to set up and leverage Facebook's machine learning system, which is really important in this day and age, I think, to leverage those machine learnings, get the AI working for us. We're going to put ad set. I'm going to do AA 7-3 retar. And then ad name, ad one. And I'm just roughing this out. I'm going to go in, we're going to go in and really set up all these bits and pieces. Yours might be set to go through the guided creation. It's really going to work in the exact same way. I've just got mine set to run this way here. Now you notice I'm operating within the Power Editor. You can see over here, I've got these little tabs behind the window, and this one's highlighted because I'm at the campaign level, and we're going to move through these tabs here to the right, and this window is the window we're editing everything in. Perfect. So this is already set up. There's nothing I need to do at the ad level. So I'm just going to click on ad sets, and I can see here it's already got this checked for me. And now it brings up my ad set level. And I'm going to leave this here, and it wants to know what my conversion event is first and foremost. This is where I was talking about. Are you wanting to set your conversion as a lead or a customer? Remember that you need to deliver Facebook at least 25 data points on this per week. That is from Facebook's engineers, actually, are the ones who are, I'm quoting on that number. So we want to go here and set up this one here. I'm sorry, I've got a bunch of these. You probably will have less. I'm going to use this one. And this is just code word for myself. If you're curious about the custom conversions, again, I have a video that explains it all. Look in the description, go to those videos, but let's get through this all the way start to finish. Take a note of the videos you need to go check out if there's pieces of this missing for you or anything you have questions on. Budget and schedule, I'm going to start with $30 per day. That's a personal choice. If you're doing the $5 per day ad set plan, you could set this to 5. You could set this up higher if you'd like. General rule is that you want to have a minimum of $10, a minimum of 10,000 in your audience per $10. So if you're doing a $5 a day campaign, you want to be able to be sure you have at least 5,000 people in your audience that you're marketing to at $5 per day, and then you could scale up. So if you've got 30,000 people in your audience, you could do up to $30 a day. If you have 500,000, you could do theoretically up to $500 a day, but you want to increase slowly to get there. See the videos on how to scale for that information. So now the audiences, this is really kind of the big part. And you can see we've got custom audiences and we've got exclude. So I'm going to click exclude, and immediately you'll notice we have two columns. The top one, or two fields, if you will. The top one is who we're including in the advertisement. This is who we're excluding in the advertisement. So I want to put in and include my website visitors. So I'm going to do AA space dash all website, and you can see it pops up for me there, and our website gets a lot of organic traffic. You can see, so of that, it thought there were 1.2 million people when I had it at this level, but you can see over here the potential reach is 700,000 people, and that is kind of based on some of the pre-populated locations and whatnot, and we'll address that here shortly. Now, I want to exclude a few of my audiences. So I want to exclude AA space dash 3 dash 17. And let me click on custom audience here. So this is my email list. I just uploaded this today. Okay, it's this one right here. So this is all of my email addresses from all of my lists. I'm running on Aweber and ActiveCampaign. I exported those. I merged them to a Notepad file. I uploaded it as a custom audiences. Then I want to eliminate the individuals who are tagged with my pixel for my lead pixeled audience. So let's do lead pixel audience. I'm going to exclude that one. And then customer pixel audience is the next one. And again, I don't want to spend money advertising to people who have already taken the actions that I want. Customer pixel. And I take notes on this stuff to try to make this as easy as I can, but you know, you can see sometimes Facebook takes a little bit of effort for me to find these, and that's okay. This is the process. So AA, not the best customers. Where is that one? So pixel. Ah, that's the one right there. So this is the audience I want. And I just set these up a couple of months ago, so these don't have the most data on them. And that's why I'm using both the email list and these, because my email list, I've been accruing that data for a very long time, but the email list might include some individuals who unsubscribed and no longer there. So I like to use both of them to make sure I have the highest likelihood of excluding people who have already taken the action. You can see my potential reach is down to 660,000 people. But what I'm going to go down here and do now is include a few other countries. Our friends up north in the Great White North of Canada, which I'll be visiting very soon. Excited about that. And then the United Kingdom. And they might be calling that Great Britain in here. Oh, there it was. United Kingdom. Now, you should know where most of your customers are, right? I'm doing this off, I mean, I've got years of experience advertising, and I know that Australia, United States, Canada, the UK are really, that's kind of considered the big four in advertising. I'm going to throw in New Zealand for our friends in the NZ. And we're going to run with this here. Now, one little kind of note for you is once you get this set up and you've got your advertising campaign kind of up and running here, you really don't want to mess with the ad set because it re-enters you into the auction. Now, I'm saving this from the age of 18 to 65 plus and gender of all. The reason I'm leaving this wide open is because these people have been to my website, right? So my potential reach is 900,000, and I just remembered another audience I want to exclude. This is kind of a cool one here, and I want to exclude my engagement audience. And these are people, this is a new kind of item that Facebook is allowing us to include for custom audiences, and this is anyone who has engaged with one of my kind of anything, any post from my fan page, right? And you can see it only moved the number about 20,000 people down when I put that in. But what this does is it sets my ad up so when someone comments on my ad once, they stop seeing that ad. So when someone engages, they get removed automatically from the audience. So they stop seeing the ad. The benefit here is twofold. Number one, if my ad pops up and somebody's like, why are you showing me this? I don't want to see this anymore. Instantly, it'll, in an automated fashion, it will remove them from that ad set. so they won't see the ad again. The other reason is because if someone comments like, oh yeah, I love this, thank you, that's enough for me. Or if they tag a friend, or if they get in and leave some sort of a comment, that's enough of engagement, because that gives me a social engagement metric, which kind of boosts my reach. It's a +1, if you will, in the eyes of the Facebook advertising system. So once they've done that, I don't want to keep annoying them with my ad, right? I want it to stop showing once they've engaged or taken the action I want. This is how I set it up. So this will remove them if they become a lead. This will remove them if they become a customer. This will remove them if they engage, and this will remove them if they've already taken the action. So it's going to be a really clean kind of audience that I'm targeting to, and it will continue to update itself over time because I've set that up in this way. Now you notice the detailed targeting. This is where we would normally put in our interests. I'm leaving that completely blank here. I don't want to narrow this down at all. I want to give Facebook's machine learning system as much data as it can. Facebook, because it's a conversion campaign, is going to look through this 880,000 people, and it's going to try to find the people most similar to those taking the action. So in theory, it's going to take a few days for Facebook to get the data points, but once Facebook starts seeing 5, 10, 20, 50 different subscribers a day, I expect about 50 to 60 subscribers a day at $30 per day advertisement, just based on past numbers. Then Facebook's continually going to find the people out of this 880,000 who are most like those who have subscribed, meaning my campaign will optimize itself based on Facebook's machine learning over time. This is the power of Facebook advertising with a conversion focused and a conversion optimized campaign. And that's really it. So I'm going to scroll down and you can see the placements. It's got automatic placements. I am going to edit these and then it'll be it. But all the delivery stuff, I leave that the standard the way it is. So here I am going to open up Facebook and I want it to be on feeds. I don't want instant articles and I don't want right column. I don't want the audience network, and I don't want to show this on Instagram. So all I want this to do is show up in the feeds on all devices on Facebook, right? So that means it's going to be a big kind of the big timeline or newsfeed ad, and that's it. And it warns me that I don't want to do that, but indeed I'm confident that I just want that positioning. And you can see my potential reach is still 840,000 people. Now the optimization and delivery, in my past videos of how to advertise on Facebook, I used to mess with this. For quite some time now, I have been letting Facebook run all of these numbers, conversion optimized, 7-day click. I leave all of this the same, and it has been working like a champ. So I recommend you let Facebook run this until you have data that says that's not a good idea. But everything I've seen, as long as you have a high relevance number with your ad, right? You've got a good ad and Facebook sees the relevance there. If you have a high relevance score, all of the numbers should be as good as they can be with Facebook. I do believe Facebook wants to be a partner with us, but I do focus them as best I can. So we're done here in the ad set level. So now I go to the ads. Now, if you don't have an ad that's working great, I've got videos that show you how to set up ads. My other Facebook advertising video, or how to advertise on Facebook, shows you exactly how to set up the ad. Essentially, you need to go ahead and come in here and put in the different text pieces, right? I've got 2 scroll bars here. So you can see I generally do image ads, ad with an image, and you can see over here you've got the image where you select the image, you put in the URL, you kind of put in all of the content that you need, the display link, the text, the headline, the newsfeed description. But like I said, I've got an ad that's been working great. It generally has a relevant score of 9 or 10, and I want to add that. And I've never shown you how to do that. So this is a way for me to kind of show you how this works. I'm going to change that to ad 1. I'm going to make it retargeting ad 1. Let's do the date. So 7, retar ad 1. Cool. And then I'm going to go down a little bit. Now you can see here it says create ad, and then it says use existing post. This is what I want to do, is use the existing post here. And it asks me right here, the enter post ID number. This is where I want to put this in. So what I need to do here is actually go get a post ID from that one, and I'm going to hold control when I click Ads Manager, and you can see it opens my Ads Manager in a new window. Now I just need to click back here in the main window. This is remaining open. I'm coming over to my Ads Manager now to pull this ad, and I want to go over here to the ads. It's going to load up all of my different ads, and there's going to be a lot of the same ad in here, which is fine. So it takes a quick minute, and this is the one I want. So I'm going to click on it, and then I want to click this little edit kind of pencil over here, and it pops out the window. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to view this ad in my browser in order to get the ID. So just give it a quick second for the load. I apologize for any delay that's happening here, but it'll load here in a quick second. Once this loads, you want to click this little kind of box with the arrow. It brings up the ad preview and it gives you a few options. We want, oh, I got to scroll down a little bit. Give me 1 second here. We want the option that allows us to view with the comments. So Facebook posts with comments option, it's going to load it, and this number at the end after posts right here, this number is our actual ad ID. Now you can notice one of the reasons this ad is working so well is if you look, it's a very long copy post, right? It's got a big long story above the image. Now this doesn't fully display above the image, so here's what happens is users will see the image, then they'll see this call to action, this how to tap into the healing power of angels, which I've identified as something that's of high value to my target market. And then when they see that, there's a little read more button up here. They can see the first 3 kind of sentences and they're hooked. And when they read this full ad and this full story and they get to the end, the odds of them being willing to click the link that's in the end are very high. And this gives a ton of text for Facebook's kind of advertising system to really pull out and give me a high relevance score, which that gives me kind of the lowest cost per click. That helps me win the auction, right? So my CPMs are lower, my cost per leads are lower, and it puts me above a lot of the advertisers who have poor or low relevance ads. And then I simply post that number in there and I click submit, and what's going to happen is you're going to see it just automatically pops up in here. And that's it for the ad. So this really, now I just simply click review changes, and what's going to happen is it's going to upload everything. It wants to confirm with me, but I've got 1 new campaign, I've got 1 new ad set, and I've got 1 new ad, which is the same ad. It pulls all of my information, my kind of social proof, the shares, the comments, the likes, the hearts, etc. All of that comes through once this ad's in, and it automatically activates. So super easy, right? This is really powerful, but here, let me show you kind of the next level on it. What we can do, you don't have to do this, but if you wanted to run this with that $5 a day set and you wanted to test this audience against another audience, it's super simple. All you do is you come in here, you click duplicate. It's going to let you duplicate. You keep it in the original campaign. If you want 1 duplication, click create. And then what I can do in here, and I'm just kind of taking it 2.0. I want to deliver as much value in this video as I can. So I'm going to say 7.3 and I'll do lookalike. Right? And I'm going to let everything else be the same. I want everything to be the same other than the audience. And I'm going to take this website visitors off. I'm going to click X there. I'm going to do look alike. Now I've got a lot of lookalikes. I didn't make one up for this. I wasn't expecting to do this, but I wanted to show you exactly what was going on. I'm going to do lookalike on my US customer pixel audience. It's going to bring up 2 million people. Since this is a little bit broader, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak my age range just a wee bit because I know, oopsies, I know that my perfect customers are a little bit older. And I'll do 33 to 65. That's perfect. I'm going to choose women, but that's really all the changes I'm going to make. You can see 1.8 million people in here, and that's it. Let's go look at the ad, and you'll see it automatically duplicated that ad out for me, and it's running it to that exact ad, and we can see that here because it's got my lookalike checked here. If I click lookalike and retargeting to select both here on the left, you'll see that the ads, it'll show up 2 ads here. See, you can see both of them. So they got the same name, and then I click review changes. Let me actually go change this. I don't want 30 a day here. I'm going to put this lookalike one at $5 per day because this is much less testing going on here, but I'll run this and see what comes of it because I like getting more traffic, and I'm going to click review changes. So at this point, what I've done is now I have 2 campaigns running to the same ad. I'm testing them against each other. I'm excluding people who have engaged in my ads. I'm excluding people who have taken the actions that I desire to see, right? And this is how you can grow out an entire ad set. So if you want to set it up like this with an interest and then you just add new interest, new interest, new interest, new interest by duplicating out those ad sets, super duper easy, especially once you have an ad that works. But if you're just interested in running retargeting ads, super powerful way to get those retargeting ads set up. Make sure you're focusing on what works best for your business. Not every business works the same as mine. I wanted to show you my real life example. These are actually going to get run. These ads are going up today. I'll start driving traffic and bringing in leads here in a matter of minutes, and you got to see how easy it was to put it all together. So if you're not running retargeting advertising on Facebook yet, I highly recommend that you do. It's generally the lowest hanging fruit for most businesses out there. People who have looked at your stuff, who have added things to your shopping cart, who have engaged or become leads. Help them take the next step in your funnel with a targeted advertising campaign on Facebook focused on retargeting. I really like this conversion-based campaign setup. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, hit me in the comments below. If you need help with any of the little bits and pieces that I maybe seemed to gloss over, if you're new to my content, know that I have little videos all throughout this channel and on my website, milesbeckler.com/ I think it's how to advertise on Facebook. A link to that will be in the description. Just look in the description. You'll find all kinds of links to the other resources. They're here for you. I'm happy to answer as best I can any questions in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up here in YouTube. It helps me get the reach out on these videos, which is my only goal. I thank you again for your time, and I look forward to connecting with you on the next video. Be well.